reported in the building. While this is being verified, please leave the building by the nearest exit.
It's your boy Black Lightning 4547 with
SafeMan 4202.
and that's Jack Williamson 54. I don't know why you sound so quiet all of a sudden. But this is an educational video today. Me, David, and Jack are about to teach y'all how synchronization works. So, first of all, let's go over what is synchronization. So, synchronization in the fire alarm world is when, in this case, strobes or horns or horn strobes both operate in sound and flash simultaneously, meaning at the same time, in unison, and in tandem. And what this does is, in 2013, was it 2013 or 15 that the new ADA law came out?
I think it was one of them. I forget.
I believe it was.
I think it was 13.
Yeah, I believe it was 2013. The new ADA law requires that now fire alarm strobes need to be synced. And the reason why they need to be synced is for epilepsy users, it reduces the risk of seizures, okay? And if you have just a bunch of strobes unsynchronized or flashing randomly, say like that one flash, you know, they are more likely to cause, that's more likely to cause seizures. And so, yeah, when they have synchronization on, it causes the horns and strobes in this case, to sync with just two wires. Now, how this actually works, what?
Guys, just so you know, I also did make a video on my channel how to use the sync feature on your panel. So go ahead and check that out. And also, I just want to add real quick, I attended a fire alarm inspection over the summer. The panel was MS5210UD, and there were some strobes that were not synced. So, you know, that didn't pass. So they had to come back and they have to sync everything up, because that will cause seizures, as Devin's just said.
Is that it, bro?
Yeah.
All right, bro. So now it's actually going into the mechanics of how synchronization actually works. So if we go into my control panel, this is how it's controlled. Now, maybe tell you something. Not all fire alarms can sync. For example, vintage fire alarms, like the Simplex 4903, 901 strobe plates, they can't sync. Why? Because synchronization was not required back then. And yeah, and so, but now it is required. And so we're going to go inside the panel. As you can see, I already got it open. We got some troubles because it's, you know, just a demo. Have this unplugged, and the resistor for that is gone. Is over there somewhere. But with panels like these Honeywell panels, for example, my Firelight MS5UD 5-zone conventional fire alarm panel has 5 different synchronization.
I'm trying to think.
There is system sensor, Wheelock, Gentex, Faraday, and Amsico, right? Now, the synchronization protocol needs to be the exact same as the manufacturing of the alarms. So if you have Wheelock alarms, you need to have Wheelock sync. If you have system sensor alarms, you need to have system sensor sync, because they all have different timings. And so, like, you know,
Gentex is faster than any of the other ones.
Yeah.
That is correct. Gentex is actually the fastest synchronization, and it will not work properly with Wheelock. And so it needs Gentex to match with Gentex synchronization. Now, how this actually works? So, it works, like I said, this is a 2-wire operation. So we only have 2 wires going to the alarms, right? Is the panel's NAC, when you have it on synchronization, if I'm correct or not, the NAC sends short pulses, right? And it goes into the alarms, and what those pulses do is it makes this horn strobes, in this case, synchronize, and make the strobes flash and the horn sound simultaneously because of the pulses from the NAC. And so we're gonna demonstrate that later.
Oh, Devin.
Yes.
I hope you. Oh, yeah. For those who don't know, you can't have different brands devices together. So, like, for example, you can't have a circuit with like system sensor devices and wheel lock devices. Like, you can't have special.
David, you can sync wheel lock devices on a system sensor MDL.
I know that. But in Pennsylvania, they don't allow that.
Okay.
And I also kind of said that basically, like I said, it has to be the same manufacturer as the alarms, and so like these are wheel lock, so you need to have it on wheel lock. And like just David said, you can't really mix and match. It has to be the same brand throughout the building. It doesn't matter if system sensor is able to synchronize. No, it does not matter. But yeah, so basically what the panel does is it sends short pulses to the alarms, and it makes the strobes and horns synchronize and flash and sound simultaneously, and I'll show you that right now. So let me get this tripod set up, you feel me?
Another fun fact is Edward's Genesis devices will sync up automatically.
Oh yeah,
That's actually really cool.
that's my other point. Now, not all cases you need to have a panel or a sync module to sync strobes up. If, like, for example, you see the ZNS, this is my ZRS, right? If you look closely, they basically both have the same exact strobes. And so they have the same engineering, same circuitry. And so all you actually really need for like these two right here is just a continuous output. And they just sync automatically. But it's not really, like, some are not engineered the same really. So like, for example, if you take my CH70 strobe and my Wheelock RSS strobe, they will sync with each other for a while, and then they started to unsynchronize. But yeah, as you can see, they are the exact same strobes, and so basically they have the same engineering and stuff. And so, but I tested these earlier, and it actually did start to get out of sync a little bit. But with, you know, with the ZNS and ZRS, I didn't have a problem syncing. And matter of fact, the main alarms on my system, the CH24MC and the P1224MC, if you look closely to my system test video, they both basically have the same exact strobes. You know, they have the same exact strobe design. And so, like I said, engineering, circuitry, and so all you need is a continuous output, and then they will just do the rest. They'll sync by themselves, and bam. But for this case, as you see, we have two different models. We have the ZNS and the Exceeder. They will not sync automatically because they're both different models, so they have different engineering. And so, yeah. But I'm gonna show you what synchronization does. Oh yeah, epilepsy users don't watch, and these are both on 15, I believe. They should be on 15, and they're both on code 3. And I'll actually explain something else later after this demonstration. Oh, that's loud. Okay, that was actually loud. These are both on low volume, by the way. And so as you saw, they are synced. Both strobes are flashing simultaneously. And as you can see, you can only see one flash on the freaking camera. You don't see that flashing and then that flashing. They're both in tandem. And as you, now, shoot, I was about to say something and I forgot. Oh yeah, right now is doing sync mute, a feature on the Firelight panels, like I have.
Some Firelight panels, the 5 and 10 UD and the ones that look similar to the 5 and 10 UD.
Yeah, and so they have a feature called sync mute, and what that does.
All the ones like the MS2 and MS4, that is called selective silence.
Selective silence, okay, but depends on the panels, like I said, but. If I'm not mistaken, what sync mute does, and by the way, we're still on 2-wire operation, is I believe it drops the voltage a little bit, so only the horns will silence, but it has enough voltage that it can power the strobes. Am I correct?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, well, when you silence the panel, like, it's programmed to, it tells the horns, like, to turn off. It cuts off the horns. Right. The horns get bypassed.
Yeah. So like I said,
I can't talk today.
yeah, but as you can see, they're still in sync, and just hit reset, and yeah, and so that's pretty much it. How synchronization works. Do you guys have anything else to add?
Well, on my channel there will be a big video on how to install a Vista 20p system.
Yeah, I wish I could do that. Mine's already installed.
I'll be doing a completed video on how to replace a DSC system with a Vista 20p.
Alright, that's it?
Yeah.
Alright, guys. So that's basically an explanation of how synchronization works. Hope we did a good enough job explaining how synchronization works. If you have any further questions, leave the questions in the comments. You can also hit me up on my social media, Instagram, _coolfirealarmteen14, Snapchat, _coolboy13, and yeah, so like I said, if you have any further questions, hit me up, or you can also hit up David and Jack. And
Yep, if you have any questions, DM me on Instagram.
Same here.
And so Jack's is Fire Alarm Guy 114
Fire Alarm Guy 411
or 411. And David's is Safe Man 4202. Right?
Yep.
And so yeah, hope we did a good enough job, like I said, explaining. Like I said, if you have any more questions, feel free to ask us, any of us. Alright, Black Lightning is out, and
Safe Man's out.
Jack Williamson's up.
peace out.